From dawn till dusk, a bird and an old man formed an unbelievable friendship. On their journey, they sometimes took breaks to enjoy the scenery, sketch a bit, and the parrot felt a special warmth quite different from the little man. The man accompanied his growth with respect and care, yet good times fled swiftly. An accident loomed in the desert. Suddenly, the old man's vision became extremely blurred. Thanks to the parrot's successful aim, he just barely avoided crashing into another car, and when the car came to a stop, the tires sank into the sand, and moving felt like slow motion. The old man quickly called for help. This incident was just a minor hiccup, but his health was no laughing matter. The doctor issued a no-driving ticket, and the old man knew his fate all too well, yet he felt regret because he hadn't delivered the parrot to Mary yet. So he told the parrot to go find Mary on its own, but how could the parrot just leave the old man, especially when he was about to go blind? Without his help, the old man couldn't live alone, so the parrot became his eyes, warming his heart. Ever since her husband passed away, he felt the warmth of family again, so he parked the RV by a tree, ready to enjoy his retirement. The parrot stayed faithfully by his side, guiding him until he closed his eyes, marking the end of the old man's life. The parrot became a lonely bird. Now it had to tackle an old man's unfinished business, but it had never tried this before. Flying. It stood on the RV steps, built up the courage, and was ready to take it. But the sun glimmering above gave him the jitters, yet he eventually made up his mind. He flapped wings, powered legs, and broke free from gravity instantly at first. He dared not fly high, staying near branches and ground, seeking freedom's feel. But slowly his courage grew, his wings flapped stronger, and higher he flew, eventually soaring into the sky. In that moment of embracing the sky, it felt like returning to paradise, and the parrot finally experienced the joy of flying. Mountains and land undulated joyfully under his feet, clouds seemed to beckon. After days of adapting, the parrot fully embraced wildlife. He became the sky's little friend again, never forgetting his goal, waking to the sun each morning. Then he took off towards the east. He didn't know how long it took, but finally he arrived at a new city, ready to rest a bit before flying on. The old man taught the parrot a lot, but one thing he didn't share was the nature of the human heart. The parrot was perched on a windowsill, curious when a sudden melody startled it awake, driven by curiosity. With caution, it flew to a nearby tree to inspect, spotting a beautiful female parrot, and its heart seemed to boil over. It enthusiastically greeted her with great joy. Yet the parrot appeared unresponsive to its enthusiasm, simply raising its wings and flying off. The parrot rolled its eyes in frustration, discovering it belonged to a wandering guitarist along with two other parrots. The guitarist beckoned, it flew down obediently. After a brief chat, he noticed the parrot's uniqueness. The guitarist told the parrot its Los Angeles, offered to help find Mary, but her contact was as elusive as a UFO. Thus confirming the parrot's identity, he asked it to stick around and help him train a few other parrots. Subtitles. The parrot, named Arrie, instantly made the decision to join in. The mischievous parrot managed to express its affection in a somewhat reliable manner, and Misha, finding it quite amusing, eventually recounted her own historical stories. Subtitles. When talking about her college days, she mentioned a girl she was fond of, who had a painting adorning her head, a book placed on her desk, and was incredibly beautiful, but Misha was absolutely too timid to confess her feelings. This became her eternal regret when her friend proposed, and she married Misha's friend instead. Misha was furious. At the wedding, the girl pulled her aside and said sadly, confessing is really important. You may not succeed, but you can at least avoid a life of regrettable what-ifs. With the parrot joining in, the guitarist's performance got hotter and hotter, attracting a crowd of fun-loving viewers, not only because the parrot sang and danced, but also because the parrot kept them laughing uncontrollably. But being too clever caught the eye of those with ulterior motives. The thief Benny also showed up in Los Angeles, eager to get the parrot He tried to employ tricks to buy it for $50. The guitarist, however, insisted that the parrot wasn't his and asked Benny to help find Mary, which earned him a sarcastic laugh. Stubborn Benny opted for something unusual. The unknown guitarist and parrot probably didn't notice the looming danger. They were still immersed in discussing tonight's performance. The parrot was smitten with that beautiful parrot, planning to prepare costumes. It's going to be absolutely crazy. I love you, darling. Don't leave. Come here. You're the one I love, darling. She's completely bonkers. I love you, darling. Don't leave. Come here. Do you hear me? I love you, darling. The atmosphere was truly reaching its boiling point. To intimidate, Benny called the tip line, falsely reporting illegal operations, and police soon arrived. Amidst the chaos, Benny seized the moment to snatch the parrot, claiming he could help find Mary, but it would cost a lot of green paper. The phone bills were through the roof. If they couldn't find any info on Mary, they'd need a private eye, which cost even more. Long story short, to find Mary, some funding was essential. The parrot bought into this genius, so from then on, it became Benny's cash cow. He often hid in bushes, secretly jotting down PIN, had Benny steal the cards, and gave them to the parrot to withdraw.